pilots are comfortable using internet-based flight planning tools or required to by their company. And instead of generating a new navlog on the iPad, they simply want to transfer it from their computer. The basic idea is that you plan the flight on the computer using whatever software you use, generate a navlog in some viewable format, and transfer it to the iPad. We call this hybrid flight planning. There are several ways to do hybrid flight planning. Perhaps the simplest is to print your navlog onto paper and take it with you into the cockpit. Another technique is to use Safari on your iPad to access your internet flight planner, and once you have a navlog on the screen, simply take a screenshot of it. Perhaps our favorite technique is to create a PDF document of the navlog and then transfer it to a document management app on the iPad. This can handle navlogs that are multiple pages. Let's take a look at an example using GoodReader, a popular document reader on the iPad. Here, we're using AOPA's Internet Flight Planner. We finished planning our flight to Bessemer. Then we select Navlog, and you can see that it's already in a familiar format. Now that we have the navlog, then we click on the Print as a Full Page button, and that creates a PDF document that contains our entire navlog. Now we're going to transfer that PDF to GoodReader. On the iPad, open up GoodReader, and in the right pane at the bottom, tap on the Wi-Fi icon. This brings up a Wi-Fi connection window in GoodReader. To connect our computer to the iPad for file transfer, we'll need to take note of the IP address of our iPad. Back on our computer, now we want to save the file directly to the iPad. We do this by clicking on the Save button. And then, in the dialog box for file name, we simply type in the HTTP address exactly as it was displayed on GoodReader. Hit Enter, and now we can see the Downloaded My Documents folders within GoodReader on the iPad. We can now save our file into Downloads, and we'll give it a meaningful name so we can easily find it when we go back to GoodReader. Now finish by clicking Save. Back on the iPad, we can dismiss the Wi-Fi transfer once it's complete by tapping the Stop button. Then, we'd locate our navlog by tapping on Downloads, then tapping on our navlog we saved, and look at that! There it is, displayed right on GoodReader. Okay, now let's take a look at an example using Dropbox to transfer the document. Back on the computer, now we want to save the file directly to Dropbox. We do this by clicking on the Save button. And in the dialog box, we navigate to our Dropbox folder, and here we have a folder that we called iPad Navlogs. Again, we'll give it a meaningful name so we can easily find it when we use Dropbox on the iPad. Now finish by clicking Save. Now when we run Dropbox on the iPad, we can go into our iPad Navlogs folder to see the navlog we just uploaded. One tricky part is that once we go into airplane mode, we won't be able to see this document. So to make it available offline, we need to tap on the Favorites star. This will add the document to the Favorites folder, and it'll be available even in airplane mode. Or, if you prefer to store it in a different document manager like GoodReader, you can tap on the Open In icon in the upper right and send it there. And one last hybrid flight planning solution that we're going to look at is flightplan.com. They have an application which automatically downloads flight plans from their website. So you start by creating and saving a navlog on flightplan.com, and once those are saved, you can then launch flightplan.com's app on your iPad. Here, we select Navlogs and Weather, and we can see our navlog, which we can save for offline viewing. We now have the entire navlog from flightplan.com, just as if we had printed it out on paper. So you can see there are a variety of ways to create a navlog and have it available on the iPad. The smart navlogs in some of the iPad apps are great because you can adjust your flight plan on the fly. However, if you're more comfortable using your existing tools, hybrid flight planning is also available.